G'day everyone. Guess what? Summer is not that far off, about 3 or 4 months, which means we've got spring in between because it's now winter. Now that you've learned all about the seasons. Anyway, the main point is, what are we doing here? We are looking at the collection of seeds that we're going to be getting in, and some other surprise plants, over the next month or so that we've got things ready to plant out in the real growing season here. We can still grow stuff in winter. It's a very, very mild winter. I think the coldest we've had so far this winter is down to 2 degrees C, which is blah, blah in fairy tights, whatever those things are. Anyway. And what else we have here is a selection from, as I said, my favourite seed suppliers in WA. So the first lot is from my friends at Thrive Sustainability. And I've got a bunch of different carrots here, which we can grow all year round. So different sort of colours there. They actually do taste different. The white ones are very, very different in taste, but also tend to go woody. But the yellow ones are really nice. And I found the purple ones, particularly the very purple ones like Nebula, don't taste that good actually. So we've got carrots to run pretty much all year round. Same with the beetroot. But importantly, what we have here is our squashes. And it's really important that we get these in nice and early so that we can establish them before spring comes about and they've got a really long growing season. So I'll plant these into bigger pots, not little cells, let them get really well established, and then plant them out as soon as it starts to warm up. But we have spaghetti squash again. Now, with the seed saving, this is kind of critical. I tend not to save squashes and pumpkins, and that's because they cross-fertilise. It doesn't affect the crop that you have, but the seeds will produce something that could be really magnificent and could be absolutely awful. And it can cross with cucumbers and other things as well, which I know from history. My zucchini was awful, whatever it was. So the cross-fertilisation is a bit of a problem. We'll be doing the same with our watermelon and rockmelon. These are pretty standard sort of varieties. What else have we got? Some more chilies. Alpine strawberries. Little baby strawberries which are meant to be really tasty, but I've never had any luck growing from seed. I can get them to germinate, but they don't go very long after that. And they don't germinate very well either for me. So we'll give them another shot. I don't give up. This one is really important. You might be able to hear the clunk, clunk, clunk in the background of my bread maker. And we're making some North African bread rolls. And they're North African because they have nigella in them. And that is a really, really tasty spice, herb, whatever it is. What is it, spice or a herb? Let me know if you do know. What makes a spice? What makes a herb? I'll have to look that up and find out. I think I looked it up before, but I've forgotten. Anyway, nigella, really, really nice in bread. I've got some extra Argentine asparagus just to make sure that I've got enough crowns growing, and I'll no doubt give some more down to the community garden. So that's just a nice little one. Some cabbage, which again, we can grow all year round in our climate. Middle of winter here, hasn't got below sort of 2 degrees Celsius or whatever it is in Fahrenheit things, fairy heights, whatever, yeah. Which I have no idea about anymore. Some tatsoi, again, all year round. Celtis, another one that I haven't had any luck with whatsoever. But I'm not giving up. So we'll keep trying with the Celtis. And this last one, I got for the curmudgeon camera person because she likes succulents. And it sort of struck me as something really interesting. It's an ice plant, and they have a shimmering crystal-like leaves that sparkle in the sunlight. So I'll give that a shot and see if it actually comes out. They're my Thrive seeds. The others come from Wendy's. And Wendy's is really good if you want to get small number of seeds. So you don't need a lot of them, such as my passion fruit. So I've got a whole heap of different things here, some asparagus peas, a little bit of Jolly Roger corn, which is a unique one, some pickling cucumbers, a bit more of the chili seeds, some capsicum, pickling cucumbers because I love pickling cucumbers. Some more nigella to see if hers grow better. More different passion fruit. Now, the nice thing about Wendy's is she quite often throws in, well, she always throws in some free seeds. And I've got some yarrow, no idea what to do with that. Some Mary Washington's free, but I get lots of that seed anyway. Some habanero chilies. What else free we get? Yeah, the spaghetti squash, straight neck squash was free. And we've got a few interesting ones here, such as licorice herb. I love aniseed and licorice in things. And it goes really, really well when you're pickling beetroot and others. Like I use star anise when I pickle beetroot. But I think this will be really nice as a bit of a change. Going to grow some cardamom pods, because we use that occasionally. Got some lavender, beetroot, Chinese cabbage, and some more chilies. But I also got bilberries. Haven't any luck growing them, but we'll see if we can get the bilberries growing over spring. And finally, we have our digger's seeds. There are not too many of them. I've got some more different sorts of beetroot, some more chilies, more pickling gherkins, some long thin eggplant, tromboncini. Again, because I don't save the seeds very often, because of cross-fertilisation, I've got some more of these. And it's a really, really good pumpkin / squash. You can use it green, which is like zucchini, or you can let it turn to a butternut browny, orangey colour, tan, and it becomes more like a pumpkin and keeps for ages, about a year or so. So that's really good, and they get about 1 metre long. Another really nice thing about the tromboncini is it's got a really long neck, which if you leave on the ground, it curls up, which is where it gets this tromboncini name from, or tromboncini. But if you grow it vertically so it hangs down, they grow straight. And in that really long neck, there's no seeds. So you can cut the little bulbous bit off the end, throw that away, put it in the compost, whatever. So you end up with a really long, about a 2-inch, 50 mil diameter neck that you can chop up and roast or mash or whatever you want to do with. And finally, from the seed perspective anyway, I got a mix of sunflowers. Now, sunflowers I like. They attract the bees, but more importantly for us, it's food for the black cockatoos. They love them. You see these huge birds hanging upside down off the sunflower plants, chewing away at the seeds. So they're really good. Now, I do save sunflower seeds, but they seem to deteriorate over the generations, and they become smaller and smaller. I'm not quite sure why. But anyway, we'll get them out in summer. So on with some more interesting stuff. They do pack them very, very well. That needs cut. There we go. We have 3 strawberries. Came as a 3-pack, and these are Tioga. Now, the problem is I lost a few strawberries, and I just wanted to increase the variety of strawberries that we've got. It's the ideal time to put these in now, so we shall get them in, and they'll get established, and hopefully fruit in summer. So that's for a bit more variety of our strawberries that we're growing. And here we have a collection of raspberries. Now, I love raspberries. I really do enjoy having raspberries. And this is a pack that they do. There's a few canes here, 3 I think. Chili Wick, Autumn Bliss, and Chill Cotton. I actually do have all of these except the Chill Cotton, but again, it's for the strength of variety and strength of different plants. I'm growing a lot from cuttings, but when you use cuttings, you're cloning the plant. So for cross-fertilisation, it's good to have some different varieties and different suppliers. So they're coming from different stock, I hope. We have more. We do have more. More of these. Something I'm really struggling with. There they are. I do have some already, but I'm struggling with them. I'm going to put them in a completely different place to see if the environment improves. But it's black currant and red currant. So again, got some nice shoots coming off there. And I'm going to put these in a very different position to see if the environment makes it better. But that's black currant. And down here, I've got a red currant. Really, really want to get the fruit off these, but as I said, not having a huge amount of luck at the moment. They're not dead, but they're not doing all that well. Ooh, he's a big one, isn't he? My red colours. But this is a bit of an experiment to see how well the different environments work for them. He's very dormant. I think we've got some new shoots just coming on here. It's on there. So we will get him in very soon. And finally, a type of berry that I don't actually have so far. And the leaves have fallen off. And that is a sylvan berry. Sylvan berry, anyway. That is a slow ripening berry. I'll have to look up a little bit more on it. But I don't have a sylvan berry, but I do now. And that, I believe, is that. Nice cardboard to cover the weeds. So what do you think? Good collection for this upcoming season. Got to get a lot of it in fairly quickly because they've been in transit. But we'll let them get a little bit established, pop them out in the greenhouse and get them going soon. So if you want to see how they turn out, you know what you have to do. Like, subscribe, bell icon. Don't forget that beloved bell icon. And then you can catch up and see if they grow, if they fruit, and how I plant them and where I plant them, and all kinds of fun, interesting things about seeds and plants. So I'll get these out in the greenhouse. You enjoy life, and I'll catch you in the garden.